everyone and welcome back guys to episode 6 of my F1 1990s career mode guys, and today we move on to my home Grand Prix, yes, the British Grand Prix for round 6 of the season. You can just see Damon Hill still leads the way at this moment in time with a fairly decent points lead over Nigel Mansell there. Myself, I'm down in P4 at the moment, driving as Gerhard Berger, and hopefully this race goes alright for myself. We've had a couple of on-off results recently, but the Silverstone Grand Prix and obviously the British Grand Prix, not a track I'm a huge fan of, and obviously we cannot run on the classic version of this circuit. We have to run on the 2013 version, guys. So we start down in P10 for this race, 4 places off my teammate Michael Schumacher. Not exactly what I wanted for this race, but there's still obviously lots of chances to make up positions. So let's move on then into the British Grand Prix. Nigel Mansell, I think, will be starting on pole for his home Grand Prix. And obviously we've got Michael Schumacher down in P6. Myself all the way down in P10. Definitely not what I wanted to start this race. But as I said, obviously lots of chances around this British circuit to make up places. High-speed track as well, which only makes things easier. But, hopefully we can try and get past Jean Alesi, the first car on my hit list, guys. But it's 5 lights for the British Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go. We're going to flick it up straight into Rich Mix there. Getting it up nicely into second gear there. Straight past Jean Alesi. And next up, Alain Prost as we come down towards turn 1. Prost there makes a tiny bit of contact with Coulthard. Comes straight across me. Nearly wipes both my teammate and myself out there on Michael Schumacher. But we're going to have a look right round his outside there into the next corner. Getting between Scheckter and someone else there. We're now going to have a look around the outside of David Coulthard there. And if we can make this position stick, which we do, we're already up into P4 there, so 6 places made up right at the very start of this Grand Prix. It could have gone a lot worse for myself once we saw Alain Prost going straight across my car there, guys, but 6 places made up, and next up on my hit list is Jacques Villeneuve here, obviously in the Williams car. I think we've got the Williams of him, Mansell and Hill in the lead there, guys, but you might have just heard on the radio there, the team telling me that we are meant to see rain in these next few laps of this Grand Prix there, guys, and by the end of lap 2 you can just see the rain is starting to come down now, and hopefully we can try and stay ahead of Eddie Irvine at this moment in time. He thinks about going for a move down into turn 1 there, but turn 1 obviously flat out, and we're not going to get him. He's not going to be able to move past us there, guys, but coming through turn 2 and turn 3, the car is starting to understeer just a little bit in this rain. Hopefully we can try and counterbalance this very, very quickly. We might have to up the front wing when we do come into the pits, but skipping on to lap 6, you can just see now the rain has really started to come down now, and it's getting far too wet to stick out on these dry tyres. The understeer is starting to become a bit too much. You can just see there as we come through the old sector 1 there, through Maggots and Beckett's, I think it is. I don't know the British Grand Prix corner names there, guys, but coming out onto the hangar straight, see we didn't get a very good run out there, and the front guys are now pitting as Eddie Irvine tries to have a look round my outside into the second to last corner there. We're nearly going to corner cut into the corner there, but we do run wide on the exit there. Make a little bit of contact with Irvine, but we're going to be coming down into the pit lane side by side there. I brake later than him. Hold on to P4 for now as we come down into the pit lane there. But we're going to move on to a set of the intermediate tyres. This rain getting too much too quickly here. And obviously not really too surprising for the British weather, obviously, to see a rainstorm. But hopefully, it does mean that I'm quicker in the second half of the race, guys. But my teammate Schumacher has opted to come in behind me there, so we will be stacking our pit stops there. Williams gets out ahead of me there, and unfortunately, who was it? Irvine has been able to jump me there down in the pit lane. We set a 7-second time there, and not exactly what I wanted. Ralf Schumacher now the car behind me there, so Michael Schumacher losing out plenty of places through the pit lane there. But Eddie Irvine moves up into P4 here, and I just need to try and get back past him as quickly as we possibly can, guys. Coming down through into sector 1 there, obviously on this restart, and Eddie Irvine incredibly slow at this moment in time. I'm going to go for a very late rash dive bomb there on Irvine. He runs wide on the exit of the corner though. I get a warning for causing a collision there, and it was very, very aggressive by myself. But we do now move back up into P4 of the Grand Prix, guys, and skipping on now to lap 9. As you can see, the top guys, they might actually be coming in again for a set of full wet tyres in this Grand Prix, because the rain is just getting heavier and heavier at this moment in time. You can just see on the mini-map, the top 2 guys are now coming into the pit lane there. Jacques Villeneuve, I think, will have to stay out unless he's willing to stack with his teammate Damon Hill there, guys. But Villeneuve opts to stay out one more lap, guys. And I was really thinking, you know, if I can stay out on these intermediate tyres, you know, maybe this strategy could actually work out for myself. You know, we could try and take track position and hopefully, you know, try and hold up everyone else for the final couple of laps of this Grand Prix, guys. But coming through the final sector, though, we got the two guys of Nigel Mansell and Damon Hill, obviously the two British drivers in the pit lane now. We got Eddie Irvine right on my gearbox, I think, once again. But we're going to be able to move up into P2 of the British Grand Prix as we fly through turn 1 there. Still nearly flat out, and, you know, at this moment in time, obviously, if we can stay out ahead of Villeneuve here, this could look very, very strong for myself in this Grand Prix there, guys. You know, obviously Hill in a lot quicker car and probably now on a quicker set of tyres as well. You know, hopefully for me, we can just try and hold him back for as long as we possibly can, guys. But Villeneuve still the driver in the lead of this Grand Prix. And now skipping on to the end of lap 10, you can just see on the mini-map, Villeneuve has dived it into the pit lane as well, and the understeer starting to become apparent in this car, and unfortunately you can just see going absolutely everywhere there, trying to hold Mansell back as much as we possibly can. If you could just see, we dropped down to P6 due to a bit of a timing loop glitch there, but we're trying to go this way and that to keep Nigel Mansell behind me. But now we inherit the lead of this British Grand Prix. We've only got 3 laps to go to try and hold on to the lead of this Grand Prix, guys. Mansell, sorry, right behind me, still trying to pile on the pressure there as we go through turn 3, and Mansell tries to have a look around my outside that I understeer ever so slightly into him there. He runs massively wide over the grass, so we do hold on to the lead of the Grand Prix there, obviously putting us under a lot of pressure, and we're getting so many issues as well, you might be able to hear, with the gearbox continually up and down shifting. It can't decide where to try and change up on the revs. You know, the wheel spin just absolutely so much at this moment in time, you know, in these cars, in the rain. And going through the next sector, though, I do clip a bollard that forces me out onto the grass there. Definitely not what I would have wanted. As you can just see, that's meant Mansell is straight away able to re-catch up with me in this Grand Prix, guys. And, you know, Mansell now, looking down my inside, thunders past me there. Up into the lead of the Grand Prix he goes. And now Villeneuve is then next the car behind me there. As you can just see, coming through the old turn 1 there, Mansell pulling away so much time. I run wide over the grass again there onto, you know, through the exit, and Villeneuve dives it down the inside towards the old turn 2. I get back past him there, but he just undercuts me through the next couple of corners, understeer absolutely everywhere, as Villeneuve goes for a very audacious move around my outside there. A cracking move from Villeneuve there, but he now moves on up into P2 of the Grand Prix as I now slump positions. You know, if he can hold on to the podium, that would be pretty damn incredible, guys. But running through turn 1, all over the grass there, you know, just no turning left on this car, as Prost now is the next car behind me here. And, you know, if we can just hit the apexes, which we certainly have not been able to do through turn 1 there, Prost moves up into P3. I'm going to try and hold it up the inside of Scheckter there. Just so much understeer on the car, and it's wheel spinning at 37 miles an hour. You can just steer right on the rev limiter. The car just cannot get the power down, as I think Scheckter now probably going to be able to line up and move on me. Damon Hill having an absolutely astonishing run down this back straight as well. And he nearly moves up into P4 of the Grand Prix there, guys. And I prefer, you know, Scheckter to move through than Damon Hill there. We run wide through the next couple of corners, though, through the old final corner. Hill moves straight past me. Scheckter squeezing his way down the inside as well there, as we're just absolutely everywhere there. We try and hold Scheckter back through the next couple of corners there. It gets very good drive. Just about gets the car alongside me there as I try to squeeze him out. Down towards the old finish line there. But coming through turn 1, we've got such little grip in comparison to the AI here. And this gamble has really not paid off here as Scheckter closes in on me massively. Tries to look this way and that to try and get past me here. But, you know, we're trying to defend as well as we can. Accidentally slicing that corner completely there. But Scheckter, you know, still just behind me there. But we've got a train of cars just behind me now. Scheckter now onto this back straight, the hanger straight. Scheckter goes past me. David Coulthard's able to go past. We've got Michael Schumacher and I think not Alan Prost, sorry, Jean Alesi as well, trying to have a look past me there. We're coming down into the corner though. Schumacher, we just run massively wide into the corner. Schumacher goes through. Jean Alesi goes through as well. And that race, you know, my gamble has not paid off in the end there. And coming through onto the final couple of corners of the race, Nigel Mansell wins the British Grand Prix ahead of, obviously, a very happy crowd. But we're going to come through completely redlining the car in 9th place, my worst position after Monaco. So really Obviously not what I would have wanted in that race, but we took a gamble. We tried to go for a bit of an alternate strategy to the field, and it's safe to say it really did not work out well for myself there. But Nigel Mansell takes home the race win, obviously in front of an adoring British crowd there. Jacques Villeneuve comes through in P2 with Alain Prost up in P3 there. So, I think that might be the first time we've seen Alain Prost on the podium so far this season. Damon Hill just misses out on the podium there with Jody Scheckter up in P5. David Coulthard 6th. Jean Alesi, the other Frenchman, down in P7 there. Not exactly a perfect out for him, but Michael Schumacher comes through in a very poor P8 for him. I actually do end up making positions in that Grand Prix down in P9 with Eddie Irvine 10th, Ralf Schumacher 11th, and Ivan Capelli 12th there, guys. But having a look at the standings, Nigel Mansell once again closes to the gap towards Damon Hill. The gap now down to just 15 points, as we've got Eddie Irvine up in P3. They're just 2 points ahead of myself there, guys. We're still the best of the non-British drivers overall in the standings there, but Alain Prost, after that brilliant podium for him, is able to move up into P5 in the standings there. All three of us separated by just 3 points there. Jacques Villeneuve as well, obviously doing very well to elevate himself up into P6 overall. And having a look at the constructors standings there, Williams still lead the way, guys. But hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I will see you guys next time for another video.
So promise that you'll catch me.